Everybody, and welcome back to the shop. So today we're going to wrap up the Blue Burst guitar build, and we're going to get all the wiring set up with it. So all the parts came in finally for it, got all the switches, wire, all that good stuff, and ready to go ahead and start soldering the components on. So this video will be really good for if you're not sure how to wire up different pickups, or like if you need to rewire your pots or anything like that. So this will be a really good in-depth video for you guys to be able to learn from. And actually, I'll go ahead and show you here. I've got some old plans that I drew up where you can kind of see and like freeze it or wherever you need to here. I don't know if you can see it very good, but that's part of what I use for wiring. And then on the back here, get it in a focus, and then that's how I do the rest of the wiring. So you can pause that or screenshot that or whatever you need to do there. But for the most part, we'll just go ahead and I'll see if I can get this set up down here. I made a new camera stand, so hopefully it works pretty good. I can probably actually move this a little bit closer. Not too bad. Plus one for the camera stand. Kind of. Maybe. Maybe not. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm not sure where I put, oh, here it is. I have a stretch of wire right here. So what I'm going to do is get everything, I'm just going to connect all the pots together onto like a single loop. It'll look like a horseshoe when it's done. And we'll go ahead and get that started here. Actually, I'm going to do the bridge real quick because we already have that wire here. So I'll snippety snip this off. Okay, so we got back with the wire getting cut, and then I'll go ahead and just do a quick solder on this real quick so I can go ahead and get some stuff built up on the back of that pot. So the ground for the bridge is just going straight to the back of one of these pots, and I'll show you a picture here. Or I'll pull the camera down here in a minute once I get everything set up. Little bead of solder down. Enough. Alright, so now ground is set. So what we'll go ahead and do is I will split this into 4 pieces to connect all the other things together. Just kind of eyeballing the lengths. And there to there. Okay. So I said you got to connect all of them, but you really only need 3 pieces because you're just, like I said, making a horseshoe. And I'll once I get this done, I'll pull you guys down and show you what I did. Go ahead, take the solder back up. I'm sure there's probably a trick to this that I don't know about that would make all of it a lot easier. But like I said, I've had pretty good luck so far with getting everything right. Well, not getting everything right, but just having everything stay nice and connected on the solders. Probably because I just put a crap ton of solder on everything. I don't know if that does anything to it either, but hey, it works. Now you also need to, at least for this part I need to, well, I'll go ahead and pull you guys the camera down here and show you what I did. So, what we got here is I took the black wire, which is the ground of the bridge, and stuck it to the back of your top left pot. And this is looking down the guitar from, that's the top to the bottom. So, grounded the
bridge to the back of the top left pot, and then did this horseshoe loop where I connected 3 wires to the backs of these 3 pots, or these 4, all of them. Left this one open, and I had to flip this one around so this one will be backwards because I made my hole the wrong way. But this is following the same design here. You can see coming in with the bridge to the back, out through, and then I have to get the output jack set up for that. But then what I'll go ahead and do right now is you have to bend over. There's these little like spokes here on the ends of them. These little things right here. You have to bend the top ones of those over and solder those to the back of the guitar, or not the back of the guitar, but to the back of the pod for that. So I'll go ahead and do that. Get that soldered up real good. Alright, so then those are grounded to the back. That's got the majority of the wiring for that. So what I'll go ahead and do is I will pull the output jack off. And so to ground it, when you do this one, you want to make sure that there's this little metal sleeve up here around the outside of it. That's the ground to it. And that'll be, so you want to make sure you get it, and I always put a loop through it, and so it's nice and sturdy already. But you want to make sure you get it through the tongue that's on the ground of that one, because the other one will be the hot for the out of it. So I'll go ahead and I will just solder this one on over here. There we go. Okay. So that's got that then, and that's the majority of all that type of stuff for there. So then what we're going to want to do is need to flip around here. And I'm going to do all the wiring for the switch now. So I need to be kind of careful about this. So then this one, now for the switches, I'll pull you guys down here so you can see it. But there's 3 prongs here, and then there's like a stubby ground getting in the light right there on the back, just to tip my finger there. That's what I'm gonna, on the little stubby piece is what I'm gonna be putting this one on. And I believe that's a ground. It might be a hot, I'm not sure, I can't remember. But I'll go ahead and I will solder that on there. So then this one, like I was saying, this one will go on your, like what would be the sleeve around the your input or your plug-in or whichever you use.
Yep, we'll go ahead and do the pickups, guys. Get those seated in. Okay, so I went back, looked at everything, and I was right about where I was supposed to put the stuff. Just wanted to make sure. So, neck pickup goes on the top left. Move all this stuff around. Big garble of wires. Alrighty then, you guys, that should be everything. Yeah. So this amp is a Fender Mustang 1. Yeah, Fender Mustang 1. It's one of the older ones. I've had this one for, jeez. How long did I have it for? Well, I got it in freshman year in high school as a Christmas present from my grandparents because they knew I was getting into guitars and stuff at the time. And that was like 6 years ago. 6 or 7 years ago. This amp's about 6 or 7 years old off the Fender Mustang. But we'll see what happens. Volume down. That's feedback. So we'll put that down. Turn it back up. So it needs the bridge on it, obviously. Once I get the bridge, well, here's the bridge. I'll just drop it down on. A little bit of buzz. And she lives. So, I'm not sure if I'm missing something or something. Like, all the guitars I've done have that little undertone buzz. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not. It doesn't like, affect anything at all. Because, like, as soon as you touch it or whatever, you put your hands on it to play it, it's going to go away immediately. I'm just not entirely sure where I need to put stuff into, actually, there goes the bridge. Actually, reminds me, I do need to put, capacitors on it. I did not put capacitors on it. That's important. Very important step I missed. I know what you're thinking. How could you? Well, I'm very excited right now, if you can't tell. Yay! But, do need to put capacitors on it. So, I want to go with a modern capacitor style. So then what, and this could be what I didn't do. This might have been why it was getting kind of all hoopy-blooby. Or whatever. And then 2 crisp new capacitors. Just little, I forget which kind these are. What they say? They don't say what kind of stuff they are, but they're just like standard capacitors. I didn't want to go super expensive on them. Probably should have though. But, so then, yes. Go ahead then. Ground back of this to that. Now, my problem here that I just realized was because I have the ones facing away from each other. I don't know how I'm going to be able to get that to kind of match up or however it would do. Okay, I'll plug this one last time. Plug the amp back in. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully, relatively no buzz. And it sounds good. Of course, we won't know really what it sounds like until I get strings on it. But for right now, we got that on. So still a bit of a buzz. It's not bad because, like you said, once you start playing on it, the strings will cancel everything out. Nice and crisp. And that's a complete Les Paul. Wired up and ready to go. So I'll flip it over, show you guys. It just look kind of jumbled up and garbled, but wiring for the back. And then the little bit up there at the top. Flipping it over. Everything on the front. Minus the bridge. Where's the bridge? I've lost the bridge. I didn't lose it. I know where it's at. It's here somewhere. There it is, right in front of my face. Perfect. But for the most part, that has this build done. This thing's ready for strings. Put the neck back on it, all that good stuff. So we'll go ahead and wrap this build up. Leave a thing down in the comments. Let me know what your favorite part of the build was, or what I could have done better, or which thoughts and opinions on it. Let me know what you guys think of the guitar overall. Always looking for more opinions and stuff. You know, be sure to drop a like, check out the other videos, and watch the whole playthrough of me making this guitar. And we'll see you guys in another episode.